Hi guys, I'm Eileen. Sometimes we hear people say money doesn't buy happiness. I personally don't agree with that statement, at least not entirely, because while money itself is not the definition for happiness, it is often the building block for it. Coming from a not so privileged background myself and then going through a phase where I was constantly shopping and spending and then eventually embracing luxury minimalism, my experience tells me money is definitely a contributing factor to happiness. Now, I used to think happiness was about having the money to buy a lot of things, but now my definition for happiness is quite different and it's mostly not material related. So today I want to talk to you guys about how money can buy happiness, and hopefully this video will give you some ideas about how to prioritize your spending. The very first way money can buy us happiness is that it gives us options. I was watching a video the other day about how to be a better negotiator, and the video said something about if you're desperate, the other person usually can see it and then use that against you. I have to say, I agree with that 100%. During the early stages of my career, I had very little understanding about personal finance. As a young professional, I wasn't making much anyway, and seeing I wasn't saving much either, I felt like I had no option but to desperately keep my job. So I worked really hard and I was afraid of saying no to anything, to the point I was actually working every Saturday for about 2 years. The thing is though, I feel like the harder I work, the more I was asked to do. It's like my employer knew I was trapped. Luckily, I've learned a lot in the last 10 years, and one of the very important lessons is that money gives you leverage, and having leverage gives you a sense of peace and happiness. Some of you know I changed my jobs earlier this year. Before starting my new job, I promised myself to expect fair treatment or I would walk away. Anyway, after working for a few months, I asked my employer for a better package because by then I could see I actually brought values to the company. To be honest, I was prepared to leave and look somewhere else if my employer couldn't or wouldn't match my offer. I think he could see my determination, so luckily the negotiation worked in my favor in the end. The key point is though, I think my attitudes would have been quite different if I didn't have an emergency saving and therefore leverage. So I guess I just want to say, for those of you who love shopping, make sure to always add leverage to your basket first before buying anything else. Another way money can buy happiness is that it gives us better access to healthcare. Here in the UK, I must say the healthcare system is really good, so most medical treatment is free, especially if it's urgent or life-threatening. However, for the other more routine treatment, the waiting time can be quite long, which is why some people sometimes opt for private healthcare, which can be quite expensive. For example, a few years ago, I paid to see a private dermatologist because my acne was really affecting my confidence. The upside about seeing a private dermatologist is that I could arrange all my appointments on Saturdays. That means I didn't have to take time off from my work schedule on the weekdays. So even though it was really expensive, I've never regretted my decision for a minute. It was money well spent for me because I didn't have to wait a long time to see a specialist. I pretty much started my treatment right away and the appointment booking was very accommodating. So I hope that gives you an idea about how money can allow us to have quicker and sometimes better healthcare, and I'm sure we'll all agree that good health is one of the very fundamental keys to happiness. Another way money makes me happy is it allows me the comfort I otherwise wouldn't have. For example, I have the luxury of driving to work in my own car. This might not sound like a big deal to some people, but when I was a student, I couldn't even afford driving lessons, so I really do see driving as a very fancy upgrade. Another way I pay for comfort is treating myself to a relaxing full body massage. To be honest, I used to think it was really expensive, but now I think it's worth paying for because it really helps me to relax and de-stress. For those of you who have a very busy schedule, I think investing in good quality sleep is also worth the money. I remember when we first moved into this house, I told my husband, I don't care if we don't have a TV or a sofa, I just want a really good mattress, and I'm glad we splurged on one. Pillow is another thing I pay a lot of attention to, which is why I'm really happy that Sleep and Glow is sponsoring this video because I absolutely love their pillows. So this is the Sleep and Glow OMNIA pillow. This pillow is developed in collaboration with sleep specialists, dermatologists, and orthopedics. On the sides of the pillow, you'll find these face cradles. They are designed to minimize pressure and creases to your skin when sleeping on your side. In the long run, this design is supposed to reduce wrinkles and lines, which makes sense because if you think about it, most of us sleep for about 7 to 8 hours a day. So if you mostly sleep on your side, like I do, you're basically compressing your skin for that amount of time on a daily basis. So I think having the right pillow really will make a difference, and it should be seen as part of a good skincare routine. The consistency of the memory foam is soft but firm enough to give you the right support, and the silk pillowcase just feels like a dream. I've been using this pillow for about 12 months now, and I'm still really enjoying it. Sleep and Glow also recently sent me this sleeping mask. This is made of 100% silk, including the filling on the inside. If you and your partner go to sleep at different times, or if you travel a lot, you will love this because it's quite big. So it blocks all the light out, plus the material just feels so soft and lovely on the skin. Moving on. Money can also buy us happiness in the sense that we can pay for quality. I've embraced minimalism for about 2 years now, and it has changed my life in so many positive ways. For the most part, I believe less is more, so I'm not suggesting anyone to keep buying and shopping. However, with the few items you do buy, you can go for the highest quality, which often are more expensive. So for example, if you're trying to build a capsule wardrobe or a curated collection and you only allow yourself to have 3 jumpers, having a bigger budget means you can go for cashmere pieces rather than something that's made of acrylic. Cashmere is usually more expensive, but it's also very soft and cozy, whereas acrylic is not as breathable. Therefore, sometimes it can make you feel quite itchy and sweaty. Same goes with footwear. I think it's absolutely worth it to pay more for good quality, well-made and comfortable walking shoes. Back in the days when I was a student, I lived on a very tight budget, so I really had to compromise on quality. But now I'm very fortunate that I'm able to invest in this area more. Some people might call this unnecessary lifestyle inflation, but when I dress myself in good quality fabric materials, comfortable walking shoes and well-fitting clothes, I genuinely feel better and more confident. While we're on the topic about how money can buy quality, I think it really applies to the diet we consume as well. It's so true when people say we are what we eat, because what we put in our body can really affect how we function on a daily basis. Needless to say, having a healthy body is a big part of being happy and is something absolutely worth paying for. Another way money can buy happiness for you is to spend on experiences. Studies have shown people tend to be happier when they spend on experiences rather than material things, and that the happiness tends to last a lot longer. Now, there are several reasons why this might be the case, but a common suggestion is that unlike material things, you can't really compare experiences. So for example, you can easily compare a Louis Vuitton handbag to a Chanel one because these items are very physical and visual. Meanwhile, you can't really compare your trip to Japan to someone else's trip to Hawaii. So whatever experience you collect for yourself, that is unique to you, and you get to relive the memory anytime you want to. And it doesn't always have to be the big special occasions. It can be the small daily things, such as learning to ski for the first time, going to your favorite restaurant, or making a donation to a charity. Now, I'm not going to lie, because 10 years ago, I really thought happiness was about buying everything and anything I wanted. But when I kept buying more and more, I realized the happiness was fleeting. So now I'm a firm believer that if you want to be happier, it's always worth it to direct some of your consumption away from material things and a bit more toward experiences. There you have it. Those are some ideas about how money can buy happiness. The way I see it, money itself is not happiness, but it's really how we use it and what we do with it. Essentially, having options is a fantastic feeling. So I'm not going to sit here and say money is evil and we don't need money to be happy, because to a certain extent, we all need money to live a healthy, fulfilled, and happy life. On that note, I would love to know how money buys happiness for you, so please share it down below. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Have a nice day.